All the way from Deshaun Watson to we're going to be ranking every starting NFL quarterback in terms of likability, so you know who to root for as we exit the first quarter of this season. But here's the catch. It's my list, and I don't know ball. Welcome to Don't Know Ball, hosted by me, The Connor Show. I will not be watching every game this season. I couldn't name a single player in free agency besides Hunter Renfrow, and that's because of a TikTok I saw the other day. I like players more than teams, and I have no idea what passer rating means. However, I think that puts me in a unique position to make a sports show about vibes, and there's no better vibe leader for the team than the quarterback, so without further ado, let's do the list. Okay, here's the thing. The bottom half of this list was hard to put together. I like football. I don't like, implying that any quarterbacks are unlikable or don't deserve to be rooted for, besides this guy. This was an easy pick. This guy's got more allegations against him than games he's going to play this season, and that's including if he makes a deep run into the playoffs, which he will not. Now, I'm in no place to speak to the validity of these allegations or the underlying truth of the matter, but this list literally hinges on the court of public opinion, and in there, he's not doing so great. Even outside of that, he's not playing well. He's got a weird vibe on the field, and he's starting ahead of one of the most likable players in recent memory, so, bottom of the list. Okay, just to reiterate, big gap between 32 and 31. From here on out, everyone on this list has a pretty good reason for you to root for them, and Will Levis is probably the biggest example of the underdog reason. He's playing the worst out of every starter. There's now a fun game that you can play where you try to find a good screenshot of an embarrassing moment of him in every single game so far. He's not making it hard for people. Their only win of the season is a game he sat out of. Now, he is in one of those fun positions where if he starts going on a heater, winning a couple clutch games, he'd actually become one of the most likable quarterbacks just because of how bad he started. But, that hasn't happened yet, so. He hasn't played a game yet. I don't know, 30? I get it. Jalen Hurts is undeniably a great quarterback, and he can probably turn this team around. But I struggle to root for the guy, even when he is playing great. He's a little boring. He gets into these slumps where he forgets how to play football, and then he can't win again until he has been winning. Like, he can't play well until he has the context of wins behind him, which is not like a fun quality in a quarterback. So, 29. I don't know ball. All right, he's 2-2. I think he's pretty good. He plays really consistently, which is on one hand boring, but on the other hand, I guess a good quality in a quarterback. I'm not watching a Chargers game, He's good. He's a good quarterback. He's better than Jalen Hurts. All right, this is going to be the dumbest thing I say this whole video, but I think there's something about the Cowboys jerseys that I never liked Zeke. I'm trying my hardest to like CD, and I never liked Dak. We just didn't click, and that's okay, because this is my list, and it's about feelings. So I think he's lucky to get 27. Who's this guy? I'm putting him above Drake May just because I like the Raiders a little more, but I gotta see something before you go higher than 26. Obviously, I wish I could put Tua on this list. Tua is very likable. He's a guy I rooted for. I might even put Huntley higher up on this list just because he's in such a sympathetic position, and he did play well, but you just don't even know if he's going to keep playing. So I'm rooting for him in the sense that, he's in a crazy position. He's got his opportunity, and it would be nice to see him take advantage of it. But other than that, he's not really my guy. Okay, so this is a very early drop for one of the most likable quarterbacks of this century. If this is prime Rodgers, he might top this list. But it's not. He's become a bit weird. Obviously, there's some political stuff going on that hurts his likability, and then the staff around, like his head coach just got fired and escorted out of the building, and they clearly had some tension. He may be involved. I don't know the details. It's weird. He's in a weird place. He is still Aaron Rodgers, so that's enough to get him this high on the list, but, not any higher. Here's the thing about the hair, and I'm gonna feel bad if it comes out that there's some, awesome emotional story behind the hair, but it stands out, and it looks cool when you're winning. is kind of lame when you're not. Like, I don't know, when Matthew Stafford or Josh Allen are losing games, I'm like, here we go, guy, come on, rally back. When Trevor Lawrence is losing games, it's time to cut the hair. You know what I mean? People like him. I think I like him. You know, he's getting better. I got to see more of him, and then I think it'll click for me eventually, right? Okay, from here on out, these are like guys that I like. You know what I mean? Like, if any of the previous quarterbacks are playing each other, I'm not watching that game. But from the next 21 on, if one of these guys is in the game, I have some level of interest. So, good start to the year so far for Fields. He's beating expectations. He seems to be finding himself. Put up a big show against the Colts. You're not surprised anymore when he makes big plays. I think he still has a little room to grow in the minds of the average NFL viewer. He's not primetime must-watch just yet, but he's fun. So here's something I discovered about myself. Much like the Cowboys, I don't think I like the Rams. Like, I didn't like Goff when he was on the Rams, and then he went to Detroit, and now I like him. I loved Matthew Stafford when he was in Detroit, and now, you know what I mean? He's a proven vet, so I'll give him the edge over Fields. But yeah. This was a tough placement. I really want to emphasize that I think the league is in a good place right now. There are a lot of fun quarterbacks to watch, and Brock Purdy is definitely one of them. He's played really well in his losses. He's slinging that thing. For the sake of my fantasy team, I do wish he would target Brandon Ayuk a little bit more. Maybe that's affecting my judgment. But yeah, at this point in the list, you need those intangibles that make you likable off the field, and those are probably not very important to Brock Purdy, and that's probably a good thing. Similar deal here. I like him. I like that he's getting more comfortable as the New York guy. You know, he feels like a consistent guy that's got a relatively low ceiling, and I think, you know, to be a favorite quarterback, you need that X factor that he hasn't really shown yet. As much as I would love to talk about Joe Flacco, I really do want to. I also want to talk about Derek Carr, and although the rules for this video are meaningless, I want to at least keep it consistent, so we're going to consider Anthony the starter for the Colts. Anthony Richardson is very likable, and I don't know why. I don't really know what his voice sounds like. I don't think I could spot him out of a crowd. I think I just like a guy that can chuck the rock, you know? He's got a cannon. He could put a linebacker in the ground. I'm sure he's learned at this point that he shouldn't be doing that, but he could. Yeah, if he develops, you know, look out for this guy in the top 10 of this list next year. Maybe I don't know, maybe I'll do power rankings. That'd be fun. He's short and is super good at football. That's just fun. Honestly, the only reason he's not higher on this list is the novelty's worn off. Like, I'm not as impressed anymore. I don't really go, whoa, how can he see over the lineman? Whoa, how does he move his little legs so fast like I did the first 2 years? Now I'm just like, yeah, he's that guy, you know? Which unfortunately is going to knock him down a couple spots compared to the newer class. Mentioned him earlier. Never been a Goff guy. I like him in Detroit. Something about that LA to Detroit pipeline. You know, it's like, all right, let's see how you play with a real football team. And he's been balling, so I'm loving it. If he's not back soon, then maybe I shouldn't put him on here, but let's assume he does. You remember those first 2 games? I mean, you got me. I'm a freaking car guy. Should I be putting Caleb Williams higher? He's a number 1 draft pick. You always want to root for a number 1 draft pick. He got a lot of hate in the beginning of the year, and then he's kind of improved. He's kind of playing better. That's always a story that's really likable. You know what? Yeah, I'm changing it. Give me Mahomes. Yeah, that feels better. Now, I'm sure you thought Mahomes was going to come a lot earlier in this list, but come on. I get it. The Chiefs have a bunch of questionable wins. Taylor Swift's at the games or whatever, so you can't tell people that you like Mahomes, but I implore you to just try rooting for him in secret for a little bit. I think a lot of the context around the guy is really incidental. You know, he's not the one dating Taylor Swift. A lot of the off the field controversies happen around him in the locker room. Plus, he does lay down the law. You know, like if you're endangering people on the road, he'll bust your ACL. But yeah, he seems like he cares about winning, which is cool. Farming flags and skirting the rules is part of winning. He learned it from the best. As annoying as it is to watch him beat your team in the last few seconds with a 98-yard PI, you know, the league's better off for having him or whatever. I'm not going to put him top 10, though. I hate to say it as an Austin guy, hook 'em horns, but I like Baker. I like that he said Tom Brady was bumming everyone out, so he came and added the fun, and he's balling out. That's sick. This feels like a better spot for Caleb. Like I said, he's in a position that's very rootable, root-forable. He's very rootable. Yeah, seems like he's growing into the leadership role. He's playing well. Just doesn't have that top 10 magic yet. Starting off our top 10 most fun to root for quarterbacks, give me Mr. They'll Never Make Me Hate You, Joe Burrow. He was on the coolest college team of recent memory. He's a top-level guy. I probably got some recency bias after that Ravens game. I'm probably being inconsistent about the hair after what I said about Trevor Lawrence, but I don't know. I like the Slim Shady. I don't know what to do about it. I love you, Andy Dalton. I cannot believe what Sam Darnold is doing with The Rock this year. And I know a lot of this list is about personality, right? But Sam Darnold is so boring that it's cool. I'm also, I don't know, I guess I'm a jerseys guy. I love the Vikings kit. The helmet specifically, like I don't remember a quarterback that played for the Vikings that I didn't like. And if you're winning, that's double points. I was having a tough time choosing between Jordan Love, Jaden Daniels, and CJ Stroud, who I think are like the guys to root for in the new class. I guess Caleb Williams, Justin Fields are in there too, but I think it's really those three. My opinion could change day to day, but right now I think Jordan Love is just below them. He hasn't had a bad game yet. He's absolute prime time. I feel like there's a great game coming for him sometime this year. I like the future of the NFL if I have to put this guy third in terms of like exciting young QBs. And here's CJ Stroud. Now, don't get it twisted. He's a better player than Jaden Daniels. The Texans are exciting and fun to watch ever since he's joined. They might make a hell of a run this year. He feels like Mahomesy to me. And obviously, he's in a much easier to like position. He feels like a leader. He seems smart. I like him. Go watch a Jaden Daniels game. Just look up Commanders highlights. Watch anything other than week 1. When you talk about like the magic that you need to have to be a superstar in this league, this guy's got it. Like if I was going to get back into Madden, I think I'd play the Commanders. I have no connection to Washington. Obviously they changed their name recently, so they kind of have to rebuild their culture. They should rebuild it around this guy. Look at him. That's the face of the NFL. All right, get used to it. Geno is having an incredible year so far, and I wish nothing more than for it to continue. I know I said I was going to like leave stats out of it, but just I feel like it's important to note that he is currently leading the league in passing yards. Geno's had a very up and down career. He's had injuries, he's been a relief guy all around the league, and this kind of late career resurgence is what the freaking game is about. He's the #1 underdog story of the year so far. Geno Smith, DK Metcalf, and Tyler Lockett have an average age of 31. I love it. Go Geno. Lamar Jackson became my favorite quarterback when he made the Highlight Factory Jukes video with something he did in high school. You could not spend an afternoon better than sitting around watching Lamar Jackson highlights. He was doubted. They said he should play receiver. He went on to win MVP, and he's putting on a show again this year. He should have beat the Chiefs. He shouldn't still be running the way he is. He shouldn't be on the same team as Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry should have a 200-yard game this year. He might still get one. Lamar Jackson should have a better receiver than Zay Flowers. No hate to Zay, but I'm just saying, it's crazy. It's crazy the numbers he's putting up. I love Lamar. Yeah. Yeah. You like that?